Talk with Felice. I'm your host, Felice Hightower. Today, me and my group of panelists will be discussing healthy relationships in a three-part series. We are going to be processing that infamous question, why is it so hard and difficult for singles to meet and find the one? I'm going to start with you, Jeff, okay? You've written two books that I've known of so far, 39 and a half Reasons Why Men Cheat and The Woman's Guide to Understanding Men. So I want you to share your perspective with me about why is it so difficult for many singles to find the one?
It's a couple of reasons. One reason is sometimes the one is lost in another relationship. You'll have that person in hopes and dreams of another person when that person that they really should be with is in front of them. It could be a friend. It could be somebody that doesn't have all the qualities that they have at that time. But eventually they will or do, but they don't see that person as that person for them.
Okay, so what I think I'm hearing you say is that a person might be in a relationship but with the wrong person.
Or they're in hopes of chasing somebody else
Okay.
instead of actually being with that person.
Okay, and so that's why you believe that
That's one of the reasons.
one of the reasons.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else on my panel? Thank you, Jeff. D'Amico, why do you think?
D'Amico Graham. I believe that a lot of times, especially in our society, as individuals, we're not comfortable enough with ourselves. I think the fact that when you're comfortable with yourself as an individual, you're ultimately going to be able to open up more with other individuals. And those individuals then come together and you're able to have more healthy relationships because everyone is comfortable. So as an individual, if you're not comfortable with yourself, it's ultimately going to put up walls and it's going to create damage into relationships that you're trying to have.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that viewpoint. Kiara, you wanted to go next?
Kiara Watson. I also think, along with being comfortable with yourself, a lot of people are on different levels when they're seeking a relationship. You might meet someone who is finding themselves, and then that other person maybe have already found themselves and ready to settle down and be in that relationship. So if you're on two different levels, it's going to make it a little bit difficult.
Okay. Anybody just flat out think, okay, with all that introspection, Jeff, you shared that you believe that that one person is really chasing someone else. And Kiara, you had your point. But anybody just flat out say that there's no one out there? Like it's just plain plumb hard to find the one? Carlos?
Carlos Harris.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, sorry. I think the problem with the idea of the one is the idea itself rather than someone. People too oftentimes will chase an image that they've created in their mind due to all the things they've taken in their life. The problem with that image is that more often than not, it's lofty. You don't create a realistic image in your imagination. No one does. You want the best, and that's just not the case. Rather than finding someone or a person who has all these qualities, the one is a fictional idea. 7 billion people on Earth, your one might be in Australia. Your one might be somewhere completely unknown to you. But there are plenty of people who can fit you and that you can grow with and that you can develop a lifelong relationship with, usually somewhere around you, or you may have to go outside of your comfort zone to find them.
Well, Carlos, I like the way you think. That was nice. Well, let me give you some statistics, okay? The percentage of adult American population that is single is 44%. The ratio of single men to single women in America is 86 to 100. 78%, which comes to 4 out of 5 adults, have been married at least once. So most Americans get married at some point in their lives. And then only 1 out of 5 people have never been married, 22%. So that's pretty good. So for all of y'all out there thinking you're not going to find the one, breathe, okay? They coming. Okay, and the highest percentage of people who are getting married are born-again Christians at 84%, non-Christian faiths make up 74%, and atheists and agnostics are at 65%. So those are some good statistics around finding the one. So now I'm going to ask you to share your personal journey as far as what it's been like for you trying to find the one. And I want you to be honest. So who'd like to share about their personal journey in not just finding the one or attracting the one to you? Adrian?
Adrian Harper. Um, in 2010, I made a conscious decision to be single. I was in a relationship, but I told myself at that time that I keep dating the same man with a different name, a different build. They all had the same characteristics. So I had to look at myself. I started pastoring in 2011. So I really needed to step back from relationships and take a look at myself. Since doing that, I have learned more about me than I've learned about the men, no matter how long that relationship was. And what I have decided was that I never looked beyond that moment with a mate. Started doing premarital counseling. It wasn't until I broke down the vows that I realized marriage is a very scary thing if you truly understand what you're signing up for. And those realizations is what made me put on the brakes. You mentioned characteristics that would attract someone to you. I've noticed since I've done that self-reflection, self-building, recreating myself into the person that God has created me to be, I attract a completely different type of man.
All right, and I'm going to stop you right there
Yes, ma'am.
because I think that what you said is key. And I do believe that, especially women, we're so caught up in what society says we should be at. You know, our biological clocks, they're ticking. And so we're always rushing to be in a relationship or always feel that we got to have a man in our side pocket, but never take the time to really learn who we are as women so that we can attract the man that we deserve. We're so busy going from man to man to man to man that they don't do that. So I thank you so much for saying that and then for taking the courage and, the patience
Oh, yes.
to believe in yourself to say, you know what, I'm going to slow my roll, right? And I'm going to really get to know me because what I'm doing isn't working. So I think that's right. Now I'm going to go around the room. Thank you for that, Adrian,
You're
again.
welcome.
And I want you each to share with me, right, your current dating status and if you're okay with it. And if not, what would you like to see happen for yourself? Jessica?
Jessica Houston. I'm currently single, and I'm okay with that status. I recently, 6 months ago, got out of an 8-year relationship, and kind of agree with what everyone else is saying that I'm taking the time to figure out who I am without that person, and I've learned more about myself and have gained more self-confidence of myself in the past 6 months than I have in the entire 8-year relationship that I was with.
Can we give Jessica a hand? Woo, 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 woo.
Thanks.
Proud of you, Jessica. Seriously, because how old are you? You mind sharing?
I am 23.
Wow. I mean, people your age are really rushing down the aisle. I don't know why.
Yes, I
But
agree.
y'all do. Y'all
Yeah.
do. So that's good. I mean, that you're able to not follow the pack and do your own thing. Okay. Hand the mic to you. Left.
James Robinson. I am currently seriously dating someone in a very committed relationship. We are building, working towards, obviously, a marriage. But to Adrian's point, I am a divorcee. I was married for 13 years. So at the time that after I got out of the marriage, it took a while for me to kind of work on myself because I was, going through a divorce. You're kind of concerned about, what was my role in the breakdown. So after that experience, I concentrated on, making sure I was ready to, present my best self to whoever the next person was going to be. Because again, it's really about more about you presenting, your best self and attracting the best person for you at the time.
And James, I'm so proud of you
Thank you.
for sharing that
Thank you.
nationally.
But
That you are on the road to marriage, so I don't have to call you and be like, "You gonna marry that?"
right. That's correct.
Thanks for that. Can
Thank
you give
you.
the mic back to Sherry? Oh, you have a mic. Okay.
Yes. Hi, my name is Sherry Price. I am single. I am a single mother with 5 children. And as a young lady, I lost self value. And just going through life, dealing with the same man, but in a different image. But at the end of the day, he was the same man. I had to back up because it got to the point that I was being selfish to myself and also to my children. And I know when God created me from my husband, he is one body and one rib. So I know there's somebody out there for me. And that person, because I do have 5 kids, it doesn't matter. Because that person that God has for me, he have everything that me and my children have. So I'm standing on faith to be single to God, ready to break the vow for me.
Okay. And so you are okay. It
I'm
sounds
okay
like we
with
just
it.
had
Yes.
All right. Now I'm gonna. Adrian, we know your status. D'Amico, do we know your status?
I am married, and I better be good with my status, or else you gonna tell it. No, no, I do. I'm happily married. I love my wife. To everyone on the panel, marriage is work. It is work. It is my most important job, and it is a daily walk, a daily walk. Trust me. But I enjoy it. At the end of the day, I love coming home to my wife. I love seeing her smile. I love when she's mad. It's just the fact that she's there.
Wow.
That makes a lot.
You heard that?
Yeah.
So they like it when you're mad too.
He said that.
He said that. Okay, I won't speak.
It's all right.
Just got to deal with it.
That's all right.
Because you're in the same house.
D'Amico,
Where you at?
I personally know you're a good one. Kiera.
I am single. If you would have asked me that question about 3 or 4 months ago, I probably would have had a different answer.
What was your answer 3 or 4 months
No.
ago? You weren't happy with your
I
current
wasn't.
status.
After dating different, like everyone has said, dating different men, but realizing that at the end of the day, they're still the same, I've realized that maybe it's me. Maybe it's something about me that's attracting these same men. And so I did have to take that step back and take a look at myself and then start to realize that maybe I just don't know me. Maybe I don't even know what I really want. And so now I'm happy getting to know myself. Growing up, my mom has always been that woman that said, don't be in a rush to get in a serious relationship. Date, explore, see what's out there. And now that's the point that I'm at.
How
But
old
I
are
am
you?
single, 25.
Okay, and honestly, can we give her a hand? Because you're not 40, trying to find out who you are. Woo woo. All right, let's give the mic to Jeff. Jeff, would you like to share your status?
Better one. Oh yeah, I'm single. I got out of a relationship a couple of months ago,
Okay.
and the reason why is because I didn't see it going anywhere long term.
Okay.
My parents been married for 47 years, and I know what makes them work. And I knew that how my mother is with my father and my father is with her, that it wasn't going to go into a happy place. Based on some observation, which is a good way of finding the one. Instead of listening to words, look at actions. And through that observation, I knew that that wasn't going to be the one for me.
So are you okay with your current status?
Yes.
Okay, great. Emily?
Hi, I'm Emily Simpson. I'm currently single, and I'm actually really happy with my status right now. I can relate to what Jessica was saying. I recently got out of a 6-year relationship, and so right now I'm kind of enjoying this time of finding myself and evaluating what I want out of
You
life.
really want to say freedom, right? You
Yeah.
really enjoy-
Yeah. I love being free.
Good, thank you. Carlos?
I'm in a relationship. working towards marriage, what have you, because that's what I want, and we both agree that we want. Um, it takes a lot. It actually started as a long distance relationship. Spent a couple of years in that, some time apart, and then I made the choice to move from Atlanta here a couple of years ago to pursue, scoring a touchdown. Got to get all the way to the finish line
Now,
if
how
we
long have
can.
you been dating her? You said years. I heard that.
About 6 years in total.
Wow.
In terms of knowing one another, not necessarily together during the entire 6 years, but 6 years overall.
All right, I'm going deeper. When did you know that you wanted to go the distance with her? At what year?
I actually knew it from the start, but things develop. People have to begin to mesh, and you mess up a lot. In that time, you break a lot of things, and then you fix a lot of things, and so being that far apart actually made it harder to see the truth of what a relationship could be.
Okay.
So I made the decision to move, and it's a much different thing when you have to be with someone every day, and like you said, you live in the same house, if that's the case, if you're cohabitating, and you get to really see what it's like. What this
Oh, so you
person
are
is like.
cohabitating.
I am cohabitating.
All right, we're going to get to that. All right. I got some stats on that too.
Not shacking up, cohabitating.
Okay. So I'm going to give you some statistics. Some statistics. Yeah, you messing me up trying to give me those two double words. You know they mean the same. When I left you, I was telling the panelists that I wanted them to answer the question, what's the dating scene like in Charlotte? So, Jeff, I always seem to start out with you. What's it like out there?
It seems like everything's revolved around the party scene in Charlotte. Like you can meet a lot of people. Like people say, "Oh, let's go out," something like that. So that's where most people go out. But I'm an introvert sometimes, and I only go selected places. So it's kind of difficult for me. I go to things that I know about. I usually don't go too much. But if you go out, you'll meet people. But you have to go to the party, the night scene, the club, and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, let me give you some stats. So well, before I give you the stats, what I heard you say, Jeff, was that in Charlotte, it seems like people are meeting and greeting in the party club scene, sports bar scene.
Correct.
That's correct. And how do you think that's working for people?
It's hard, I guess, because they still come to me for advice, later on at night, because guys, well, I hate to say this, but guys are good at pretending
Right.
More than women. Women will say what they want, and guys will pretend.
Gotcha. Okay, and I'm going to agree with you. But let me give you some stats that I got. The top 5 first dates for women, you were curious? Coffee shops, dinner, drinks coming at number 3, 4, the aquarium or the zoo, and 5, the movies. Best cities for dating. Number 1 is Austin, Texas, and that's because they have a lot to do, places, things to see. Number 4, I'm not going to go through all of them, just give you the top. Number 4 was Raleigh, North Carolina. And they said Raleigh, North Carolina is because they have the most singles out there doing online dating. And it really does seem that right now, online dating is how people are meeting each other. Let's go to the worst cities. Number 1 was Kansas, Missouri. I'm not going to say anything, but I nowhere to go. Okay. Then number 6 was Greensboro and Winston-Salem, North Carolina. 7 was Atlanta, Georgia. And guess what rounded up the end at number 10? Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte, North Carolina is one of the 10 worst cities for singles to meet. And the reason it is that it has the lowest number of singles. When people move and relocate to Charlotte, they move their families. So Charlotte is known to be a very strong family community. So, but we're going to keep the hope alive, okay? It's all right, because I gave you some good statistics prior to that. Let me give you some more. To find someone odds favors guys because it's 86 to 100. So they've got a little bit more percentages on their side. And the percentage of women who find relationships at a club or a bar is 9%. And for men, it's 2%. So ladies, you're not going to find your man, okay, at the club or the bar. Okay, just wanted to clarify that because seriously, they get all dollied up. I'm going to meet my man. No, you're going to meet your stalker. I got a few other names I can throw out there. You're not going to meet your man. Okay? And the percentage of married couples who found their mates through friends, 63%. So, what I would suggest for the ladies and for the men too, be good to your friends, love on your friends, hook them up. Y'all are always saying he's not good. He may not be good for the one he with, but you might be the one who could change him. So you never know. You never know. And the percentage of women who find money to be very important in a relationship is a whopping 88%. Who'd have thunk? You thought it would be much higher? When you leave, you broke. Okay, so let me ask the men real quick before I wrap it up, and this will be the end of our first part of the series. Then why club? What's that about? Are you just looking for a one-night stand? What?
I think you're looking for a lot of different things, but ultimately people go to clubs to entertain themselves in whatever fashion that suits them. But men generally based on aggression, testosterone, things like that, and just overall self-esteem, it's a hunting ground. Where else can you get X number of no's to your yeses? Because the reality of the situation is every woman is not going to take whatever you're saying. And in that situation, when you can pull it off, it could lead to something great, but at the same time, you never carry that expectation into it. Okay. Whereas if you meet a woman in church, you carry a particular expectation about her because you met her in church.
Well, ladies, you heard it here first. Well, maybe not. But what Carlos was saying is that it's a numbers game. And so they're out for the hunt, but not to do the I do. So thank you for joining us today. It's been a pleasure sharing my time with you, doing some real talk with real people. Tune in next time. And for more information and for updates, please visit me at my website at www.realtalkwithfelice.com. Hello, welcome to Real Talk with Felice. Red Carpet Moments, CIAA 2015. Come with me into the heart of the epicenter while I talk to some real people about their CIAA plans.
Texas.
You're from Texas? What brought you all the way down to North Carolina for CIAA?
I came out to see what's going on out here.
Is this your first year?
Nah, this is my 4th year.
Your 4th year. Okay, you trying to find a wifey out here?
Nah, just out here trying to have a good time. That's all.
So what are your plans for tonight?
We don't got no plans. Just me and my homeboy. We just gonna walk around, see what's going on, see what Charlotte got to offer.
Okay, so you flew all the way from Texas, and you don't have no plans, none whatsoever.
Not yet. We gonna make some though. We gonna find some.
You gonna find something? Well, tell me who you wearing today. You look really nice.
Oh, you know, I got on polo, some Johnson and Murphy's, trying to dress up a little bit.
Okay.
Look respectable out there.
Oh, you do. Thank you for doing that. Thank you. The ladies appreciate it.
Okay,
Well,
I hope
nice
so.
meeting you. Thank you for having some real talk with me.
All right, okay, Felice.
All right. Hi, this is Real Talk with Felice, your host, Felice Hightower, and this is Community Corner. Today, my special guest is Joy Kennedy, and she's with the Ash Shaheed Scholarship Fund. Welcome, Joy.
Thank you.
Can you tell our viewers a little bit about your organization?
The purpose of Ash Shaheed Scholarship Fund is to support a diverse group of students in the North and South Carolina area. We award a scholarship to high school graduates entering their first year of college.
Okay, and how can a college student become a part of your organization, or a high school student, how can they become a part?
Visit our website at assf.org and our community service projects. Get involved with us. We want the students to come to us around 9th or 10th grade.
Okay. Any other qualifications that they may need in order to obtain a scholarship?
That's it, mainly just be in high school. We use the education investment theme mainly, so we do want the students to invest their time with us and volunteer with our programs.
Okay, so you said you have some programs and some events. Can you tell me some of the events that you've done in the past or some that you're going to do in the future?
We also have a jazz concert in November, and currently we are participating in the Belk Charity Day on May 2nd, so they can get involved with that.
Okay, so what if I wanted to help volunteer and be a part of your group? What would I need to do?
You would just contact us and we'll let you know how you can help us.
Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure talking with you. Any other plug you want to give to your organization? Did you want to say the website one more time?
It's www.assf.org. And we also have a Facebook page.
Okay.
Asher Heath Scholarship Fund.
Nice. Well, thank you for joining me, Joy.
Thank you for having me.
This was Real Talk with Felice, Community Corner. I've had several people ask me why I chose healthy relationships for the topic for my first few shows. And my response is there are many factors that affect the dynamics of relationships. And an unhealthy relationship affects one's mental, social, emotional, and physical well-being. People are deeply concerned about their relationship status. And it's a popular topic for men and for women. Men care just as much, if not more, than women. Women are just more ready to talk about it. It also matters more when one has decided they're ready for something deeper than just dating. When it has much time has passed before finding the one, I believe the answer is yes, and the outcome depends on how much work you put into yourself. Spend some quality time getting to know you and loving you. You attract where you're at, so make sure you're attracting someone who is good and ready for you too. It's been a pleasure sharing my time with you. Real Talk Inspire Me moments. It's been a pleasure sharing my time with you, sharing some real talk with real people. So tune in next time for some more updates. And if you'd like to be a guest on my show, or if you have some topics you'd like for me to talk about, please go to my website at www.realtalkwithfelice.com. And until next time, God bless. Thank you.